Namaste and happy afternoon. I'm honored to be here today representing the Energy Swaraj Foundation at this significant moment of the global launch of the Finite Earth Movement. My name is Kumar Sachin, an engineer by training and a climate advocate by choice. Over the past 2.5 years, I am working for this cause. Climate is not changing, it has already changed and it's accelerating fast. The impacts are real, severe, and global. We are witnessing rising temperature, heat waves, and irreversible damage. Some nations may soon disappear from the world map due to climate change. In 2015, the world pledged to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. But today, we are close to crossing that line. The time to act is not 20 years, not 10 years, not even 5 years. We have just about 4 years left. On this World Environment Day, let's move beyond symbolic gestures. Today marks the beginning of something very transformative, the launch of Finite Earth Movement, a call to rethink how we live on lim- limited planet. I am honored to be joined by Professor Chetan Solanki, Honorable CM of Goa, Pramod Sawant, Sanjay Kumarji, Education Secretary, Government of India, Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe, Professor T.G. Sitaraman, Honorable Mayor of Indore, Pushyamitra Bhargav, Ms. Karuna Singh, Regional Director, Earth Day Network, Manasvi Patangia, Arya Ahuja, Navya Bharadwaj, and Eloisa Fernandez, and Ms. Nurul from Indonesia. As we take this bold step together forward, before we move ahead, let us invoke the blessing of Lord Ganesha and Ma Saraswati. We now listen to the prayer Tera Mangal Sabka Mangal Hoy, meaning your well-being is everyone's well-being. It beautifully reminds us that when we live in harmony with the nature, we ensure peace for all. Let us reflect on this as we begin. I would request all the participants and dignitaries to close their eyes and listen to the Tera Mangal Hoy, the prayer.
तेरा मंगल होए रे सबका मंगल सबका मंगल
Every moment begins with a move. Every movement begins with a moment, a spark, a thought, a journey. What started as one man's solar yatra across the country has now evolved into a global consciousness, the Finite Earth Movement, a journey grounded in science, shaped by people, and driven by urgency. To walk us through this powerful transition from yatra to movement, I now invite my colleague Arnav Mishra to share the story so far, a story that reminds us that lasting change begins with a single step taken with a purpose.
Thank you, Sachin. Thanks a lot. Uh, a very warm welcome to everyone joining us from the globe. Thank you for being there with us for this monumental and significant launch, which is the global launch for the Finite Earth Movement. This movement not only talks about that the Earth is finite, the consumption should be finite, but this actually talks about enough is enough. Enough of overconsumption, enough of unchecked growth, enough of ignoring the planet that sustains us. The journey of the Energy Swaraj Foundation has been short but very long. We started the foundation back in 2020, where we realized climate change is now a global problem. And this has gone beyond technologies, beyond society, and beyond policies. Professor Solanki, who is fondly known as the Solar Gandhi of India, not only decided to leave his home, but also his reputed job as professor at the IIT Bombay on an unpaid leave and started this yatra. This yatra went from schools to corporate boardrooms, from rural villages to urban campuses. The Energy Swaraj Foundation has reached more than 2 million hearts and changed mindsets. When the yatra started, it started to promote solar energy as a solution. But soon it was realized energy itself is the problem, as most of the energy that we use comes from carbon sources, in turn leaving us with carbon emission. Then we created a very powerful and life-changing course. Many of our attendees might have attended it, famously known as the ELT, Energy Literacy Training. Over 2 million people have done this course, not only in India, but also out of India. Then slowly we moved on to how prevention is better than cure, and how stopping carbon emission is the prevention rather than the cure when we try to put other renewable resources at stake. So we did this training, experiment, and implementation with AICTE, where we saved 3.3 lakh units. We worked with the CSIR to set up 38 laboratories to save nearly 3 million units of electricity. Then we recently did a wonderful movement at the cleanest city of India, that is Indore, the Indore Climate Mission, where we called up the entire city to stand with us with a common goal to save electricity and reduce the invisible garbage that is the carbon emission. We successfully saved 1.51 crore units of electricity in just a matter of time of 2 months. This demonstrated how collectively a problem could be mitigated. Climate change is not only about electricity usage, but it has everything else what we use and do. So here are we. We stand to launch the global movement with the public, which is now beyond nations. Foundation has strengthened, traveling the journey so far, where we have become capable to guide and lead the entire nation for climate correction. I'm once again delighted and happy to welcome all the warriors to join us for this final fight against climate change.
Since 2020, this yatra has been on road, reaching villages, cities, and institutions across India. We have tailored over 65,000 kilometers, crossing states, crossing boundaries, and touching lives. Let us now take a quick look at the incredible journey through a short teaser.
प्रोफेसर सोलंकी को चिंता है धरती पे बढ़ते कार्बन एमिशन की। ये कहानी है मेरी एक बस की, और शायद मैं इस संसार की पहली ऐसी बस हूँ जो अपनी आत्मकथा बता रही है। मेरे सृजनकर्ता है आईआईटी बॉम्बे के एक प्रोफेसर चेतन सिंह सोलंकी, जिन्हें लोग सोलर मैन ऑफ इंडिया और सोलर गांधी के नाम से भी जानते हैं। प्रोफेसर सोलंकी को चिंता है धरती पे बढ़ते कार्बन एमिशन की, धरती के बढ़ते तापमान की, हम सब के आने वाले कल की। तो उन्होंने एक निर्णय लिया, 11 साल तक घर से दूर रहकर एक यात्रा करने का, देश के कोने कोने तक क्लाइमेट चेंज के गंभीर मसले के बारे में लोगों में जागरूकता फैलाने का।
Some people don't just speak about change, they become the change. Professor Chetan Singh Solanki, born in a small village in Madhya Pradesh, rose to become a professor at IIT Bombay after completing his PhD in Europe and working in Texas. But what makes him extraordinary is not his titles, it's his choices. For over 25 years, he has dedicated his life to solar energy, impacting millions across India. Known as the Solar Man of India or even Solar Gandhi, he left his job on unpaid leave, his home, his family to live inside a solar powered bus for 11 years. A one man yatra spreading the message of conscious living. Since 2020, He has traveled over 65,000 kilometers, delivering more than 1,600 lectures across India and personally connecting with lakhs of people in cities, villages, and institutions alike, all while living inside his bus, which he calls his moving home and mission. For his extraordinary work, he was recently honored as the Guardian of Humanity by the Brahma Kumaris, and his efforts have been acknowledged and appreciated by none other than Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. His simple yet profound AMG mantra, avoid, minimize, generate, has inspired many and earned him the opportunity to present at the United Nations. Today, he stands before us not just as a professor, but a climate yogi, a man who believes the change he asks from the world. It is with deep honor that we welcome Professor Chetan Singh Solanki to introduce the Finite Earth Movement. Welcome, sir.
Hello, thank you very much. I hope I'm audible. Well, it is my pleasure to be with all of you. And before I start, very happy World Environment Day to all of you. And hopefully, together we join in the Finite Earth movement and we will make this world a better place to live. Uh, Let me share my screen with all of you so that I can present the world, the Finite Earth movement. All right. I hope my screen is visible. Can anybody confirm my screen is visible? Screen is visible. All right. So once again, very happy afternoon, very happy World Environment Day. And I'm really pleased to launch this Finite Earth movement, the Finite Earth, Finite Consumption on this auspicious occasion of the World Environment Day. Well, as Sachin has presented, I have been living in this bus. This is my home. I have left my home for 11 years. I started Yatra in 2020, and this bus has been my special place. There is a bed inside, kitchen inside, washroom inside. Everything is inside this, and it is my home. I have traveled over 65,000 kilometers with this bus. Not because I have gone crazy, but because the climate change is worsening every single day. To begin with, let me ask you this question. If we take a snapshot of this world, how would it look like? Well, I mean, there is three possibilities. We'll see a growing and improving world. We will see a sustained world, and we'll see degraded world. What do I see today is that the AI, computer, mobile phone, all that is not essential for survival of human life. They're all growing. But air, water, and soil, that is essential, without which we cannot live and survive, they are all degrading with the time. And that's why we should ask ourselves question, is there something wrong? And it clearly looks there is something wrong. Our seasons have changed, the climate has changed. Summer, winter, monsoon, nothing is same anymore. In fact, it is changing faster than ever. The change is so much that we can feel that ऐसा समर तो पहले नहीं था, ऐसे मानसून तो पहले नहीं था, right? So it is accelerating with the time, and there is only one reason why it is happening. That is because the use of energy. And ever since we started to industrialize ourselves in 1850, we started using coal, oil, and gas. And but we are also growing renewable energy, the solar, wind, and biomass. But today in 2025, we are using all these energy sources, but majority of the sources comes from coal, oil, and gas. 80 to 85% energy today comes from coal, oil, and gas. And the problem is every time when we burn the carbon source, it is always going to result in one thing, carbon dioxide. Where do we throw this carbon dioxide? I ask people, and people say in the atmosphere. This thin blue layer that you see here is our atmosphere. Let us realize that our science can grow, technology can grow, economy can grow, but atmosphere cannot grow. And I keep saying people jokingly that what we have done, we have made atmosphere as our garbage bin. It's a big garbage bin. There is a garbage bin at home which we can empty, but the atmosphere as a garbage bin, we can't empty it. Once carbon emission is gone, it is already gone. And this garbage bin is, ladies and gentlemen, is filling every single day. And which activity results in carbon emission? Well, every single activity, whether it is brushing teeth, wearing clothes, eating food, traveling, electricity, paper napkin, WhatsApp message, sitting on a chair, every single action is carbon emission. Every consumption is carbon emission. The smallest of the consumption also results in carbon emission. Let us all realize that. And the carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. It is trapping the heat. Uh, so 2024, by the way, was declared as the warmest year in human history because there is 53% extra carbon dioxide sitting in the atmosphere. Our planet is trapping 53% extra heat. And like any other physical system, there are thresholds to the global warming. In a rubber band, when you pull it to a level and leave it, it will go back to the original state. But if you pull it beyond time, it will break down. Similarly, our atmosphere has also threshold of global warming. That threshold are 1.5 degrees centigrade and 2 degrees centigrade. What is going to happen at 1.5 degrees centigrade? Well, irreversible change will start. And by 2 degrees centigrade, it will be completely irreversible. And by the end of this century, 2100, we are going to almost go to the global warming of 3 degrees centigrade or up to 6 degrees centigrade. Where we stand today? Well, we stand very close to 1.5 degrees centigrade. In just another 4 or 5 years, we will be crossing 1.5. And for 2 degrees centigrade, that is the ultimate deadline, after which no amount of human efforts will be able to restore the balance. So whatever you have to do, we have to do it right now. We are running out of time, and by the end of century, we do not know how we are going to live on this planet. So the $1 million question is, how are we going to correct the climate change? What we need to be doing it? Well, before that, let me ask, who has changed the climate? And a lot of people answer, humans have done it. I have not done it. But every time indirectly we use food, travel, electricity, indirectly close buildings, cement, we are all contributing to the carbon emission. So every use of energy is carbon emission. And therefore the right answer is, who has caused the climate change? I have done it because I am eating food, I am traveling, I am consuming resources. So I have caused the climate change. And also let us realize that business as usual things are not working. They are not enough. Planting trees is not enough. Collecting plastic and recycling is not enough. Policy making, technology development, economic growth, they are all good tools, but they are not enough because we know that as the time is passing, the climate is becoming worse. So we need to do something more. And we need to realize that the climate change is an emergency. And who should take the action right now? Shall the government take action, and can the government solve the problem? And answer is no, because they are elected for short time, 4 or 5 years. They have different priorities. Can industry do a great deal of things? No, because they survive on profit and they have to make profit. But I believe all academic institution, every college, school, university in the world should take the lead, because they do not have any other compulsion. They are nurturing the future of our future generation. And therefore, I believe it is the academic institution who should take the lead today. What is the way out? Well, realizing that something will never change. 2 plus 2 will always remain 4, irrespective of how much our science and technology grow, isn't it? Similar to that, answer me in yes and no, and you will figure out what is the solution. If policy and technology is not the solution, what is the solution? Well, is science growing? Yes. Is the technology improving? Yes. Is the economy is growing? Yes. But size of the planet Earth growing? No. The amount of minerals growing? No. The soil growing? No. Nothing on this planet is growing. Everything is fixed and finite. So how does our consumption can grow, right? It is impossible that it grows. And the proof is that we are consuming far too many things is our Earth overshoot day. We are already consuming resources equivalent of 1.7 Earth, but we have only one Earth. We are already consuming far too many. In this year, by the way, 2025, by 25th July, we will be consuming all the resources available to us for 1 year. So from 25th July onwards, we are going to live on a stolen resources. That is not ours, that belongs to future generation. And that is why there's only one truth. We are living on the finite planet with the finite resources. Therefore, rule number one is our consumption has to be finite, and no science, no technology can change this truth. This is the eternal truth. और यही अनंत सत्य है धरती का. हमारी धरती सीमित है, धरती के संसाधन सीमित है, इसलिए जरूरतें भी सीमित होना चाहिए. That is the step number one. Until unless you take this step, no other step will be effective. And that is why we are going to launch today the Finite Earth Movement, the Finite Earth, Finite Consumption. Why? Because every act of consumption also aids to the environmental degradation and climate change. So remember, every time when you do something, every time when we use something, every time when you buy something, remember this one single line. I can afford, but nature cannot. I can earn more money, I can buy more things, but in nature, capacity is finite, and therefore nature cannot afford everything we can buy. So let us remember this. Let us make Finite Earth Movement as a mass movement about billions of people. Let us go beyond economic reasoning, policy, technology, because eventually the survival itself is the most important thing. Our food, water itself is the most important thing that we have. So our target is to reach out to 1 billion people by 2027. We do not have a lot of time, and I believe that everybody in the world can take part. Why? Because I keep saying inaction is the action for climate correction. What we have to do, we have not do something. We are consuming too many things. Let us reduce our consumption. And for reducing consumption, we don't need time. We don't need technology. We don't need money, right? Everybody can do it. And that's why I believe everybody in the world can join the Finite Earth Movement, whether you're American, African, or Indian, whether you're rich or poor, young or old, does not matter. Everybody can do. And also the Finite Earth Movement is universal. It is encompassing everything. Finite Earth Movement is in line with mission life of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. What does he say? He says, let us make a transition from a mindless consumption to mindful consumption, and Finite Earth Movement is all about that. It is a global movement. It is an appeal. It is a call to action to every human being living on this planet, and it is youth centric. Because why youth centric? Because it is young generation who are going to live longer on this planet, and they are going to suffer more. So let us bring young generation as part of this movement. So let us say one planet, one movement, one future. The Finite Earth Movement is for all of us. The most important question is what I can do in my daily life, and that is where the Energy Swaraj Foundation has created the Climate Action Framework. What you can do to join the Climate Action Framework? Well, simple. First of all, change yourself. Be the change that you want to see in the world, right? As Mahatma Gandhi said. Why? Because I consume, I cause, I must correct. And for that, what you are going to do, you should follow 2P habits with AMG approach, and I'll come to that. What is 2P habits and AMG approach? Number two, it is not enough that you and I reduce carbon emission. The whole world should reduce carbon emission. So therefore, build your team, spread it to other people, and encourage other people also to do the same thing, because carbon dioxide has no boundary. You emit, neighbors emit, neighboring countries emit. Everybody is going to pay the price. And third, contribute and spread, because I truly believe that it has to become a public movement, and it should be driven by people. It should be contributed by the people, and let us all, everyone join us in whatever capacity. So adopt the climate action framework as a solution and joining the movement. What you have to do? Adopt 5 2P habits. What we have done, we have divided our life into 5 categories. We call the 2P habits. What are these categories? This divides our life in 5 equally portions where our carbon emission is almost 20 to 25%. What do you have to do? You have to travel less. You have to use items wisely. Whatever you're using, use them wisely. Purchase cautiously, because every time when you purchase, you're not just purchasing an item, you're actually throwing carbon dioxide, you're polluting water, you're degrading air, you're doing everything, not just a product that you're buying, you buy many things with it. And eat carefully. You'll be surprised to know that the food itself is 25% of our global carbon emission. The way we eat food itself has become dangerous for the planet. So let us be careful and eliminate electricity waste. That is what we all do. How do I do this? How do I follow 2P habits in my life? Well, follow AMG. Avoid what is avoidable. Travel, avoid if it is avoidable. If not, minimize with efficiency. Combine more things together and generate locally. Whatever you're doing, you can generate locally. This is how the climate action framework is all designed. 2P habits combined with AMG approach will give you the filter that every action can go through. You can filter out your every action with this. Oh, this is our 2P, by the way. Let us all start loving 2P. Let us make 2P as part of our life. If you have any doubt about anything, what should I do or not, ask 2P, and 2P is going to guide you. It will tell you how do you filter out every climate action from today onward. So install 2P wherever you are, make a drawings of 2P, make a sketch competition of 2P, whatever you do, let us make 2P as part of our life. Well, in summary, I want you only to remember the 6 climate mantras. We call it climate mantras for climate action. What you have to do, remember? You have to remember that climate change is an emergency. We have to take urgent action today. We do not have time to wait. Number 2, that on a finite earth, ever increasing consumption is not possible. You have to limit our consumption as a first step, then technology, then policy is useful. First, you limit your consumption. Number 3, every act of consumption is a carbon emission. Whatever you do, even when you brush your teeth, you are emitting carbon dioxide. When you send a WhatsApp message, you are emitting carbon dioxide. So every act of consumption is carbon emission. Number 4, I consume. It is me who is consuming energy and material. So I cause and I must correct. I should be the change that I want to see in the world. Number 5, climate correction starts with the climate 2P habits. Make 2P habits as part of your life and everyday action and decision. And number 6, for each consumption, follow AMG, avoid, minimize, generate approach. So at the end, I would like to say the finite earth movement has to be our guiding principle, our guiding light. It has to become part of our life from today onwards, and let us spread it to thousands and thousands of people for one simple reason, that I can afford, but nature cannot afford. So with this note, thank you very much, and thank you all for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for your meaningful insights. We will uh, make this movement a global impact to the society. Before we will close, I have something exciting to share. What if I told you there is a chance just not to be a part of Finite Earth movement, but to lead it, showcasing your ideas and get rewarded for it? Yes, something special is coming your way. An opportunity to create impact, inspire others, and win cash prizes. Stay with us. The details are just a moment away. It is the younger generation who will live the longest on this planet, and they will face the deepest impacts of climate change. We already feel how the climate is shifting around us, and it will only intensify in the years to come. That is why Energy Swaraj Foundation has taken a unique approach for this launch. Yes, we are honored to be joined by many esteemed dignitaries, but today we want to make a clear statement. It is about the youth, it is about their future, and they must be at the forefront of the action. That is why, after a careful and rigorous selection process, we have chosen young students to be our chief guest and guest of honors. And now it's my pleasure to introduce you all to our guests. Of course, the future belongs to the youth, and so today we put them at forefront. It's my honor to welcome our chief guest, Manasvi Patangia, a ninth grade student from Choithram School, Indore, who stands not just for her generation, but for all our tomorrows. I would like to introduce Manasvi to you all. She's a spirited ninth grader from Choithram School, Manik Bagh, and a passionate debater, reader, and a poet. Deep, deeply climate conscious, she is driven to create a meaningful impact in the world. With aspirations to become entrepreneur, Manasvi is already paving the way for a brighter and more sustainable future. Welcome, Manasvi.
Thank you so much. I would like to begin with a shlok.
Manasvi,
Prithvi's,
please unmute.
sure. Am I audible? Hello, I'm audible. Am I
Yes,
audible?
yes,
In
we can
fact,
hear you. We
in
can
fact,
hear
she
you.
is audible. Ah, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for welcoming me here. I would like to begin with a shlok. Prithvi santarnat santunah, punya punyena vatah, punyena adhyushta punya prithvi, punyena santunah. This shlok beautifully emphasizes the interconnectedness of the natural elements and encourages us to protect the earth, water, and air through our actions. Happy afternoon to the respected gathering present here. I, Manasvi Patangia, a ninth grader from Choithram School in Dor, feels obliged to be a part of the Finite Earth Movement. Today, June 5th, is the World Environment Day, as we all know. Yet I wonder why this day is the only day in the year when we, out of the blue, become climate cautious and start actually valuing our trees, rivers, soil, and minerals. Every year, we take a pledge to protect our Mother Earth from any and every kind of pollution. Yet, on the very next day, plastic wrappers, single use products, and wastage is all that is seen and felt. Sadly, unlike our greed, the Earth's resources are finite and need our immediate attention. We don't need preaching, rather, practice and a certain sense of accountability for all the damages caused by I and not we. Let's be responsible for our consumption and sincerely follow TUP, an acronym that stands for Travel Less, Use Wisely, Purchase Cautiously, Eat Carefully, and Eliminate Electricity Waste. These steps, how little they might seem, are enough to be a cornerstone for change if taken into care by every single human being on earth, not just for the sake of what is, rather what will be. The time is ticking by, and with every passing day, we are inching closer to our destruction. The time has passed for preaching and now demands action. Let's make everyday environment day and limit our consumption for not just our present but for our future. I would also like to appreciate all the efforts that are being made by the Energy Swaraj Foundation by raising a youth centric approach and awareness about burning issues of our environment, allowing the youth of India to wake for this noble cause. The future of the planet rests on our shoulders, and through the actions initiated by the Finite Earth Movement, we would surely conquer climate change. And hence, I take a pledge to eliminate single use plastic from my day to day life before it's too late. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.
Thank you, Manasvi. And now the moment that brings us all together today. Of course, we all are connected digitally across screens, across cities, but let us bring the energy together right now. Let us give a big round of applause to Manasvi, our chief guest, who will now officially launch the Finite Earth Movement. It is high time we go beyond planting trees and start thinking bold, united steps towards real and global climate action. And who better than our chief guest, someone so young, so compassionate, and so deeply connected to the cause? Manasvi, the moment is yours. Go ahead.
I, Manasvi Patangia, a ninth grade student from Choithram School in Indore, feels proud to announce the launch of the Finite Earth Movement, a global call to action. This is our last fight against climate change before we cross the 1.5 degrees centigrade global warming threshold. I declare FEM as a public movement driven by people for the planet and for our shared future. I pledge to the world, let us recognize the finiteness of our planet and its resources. On a finite earth, we must have a finite consumption. Let us come together, not in millions, but in billions, to make the finite earth movement a success. With hope, courage, and responsibility, I now formally announce the launch of the Finite Earth Movement.
Thank you, Manasvi. So now we declare the Finite Earth Movement globally launched. The climate crisis knows no borders, and neither should the solutions. To offer a global lens on the finite earth movement, we are honored to welcome a voice that has been the forefront of the global climate environmental action. Please join me in inviting Ms. Karuna Singh, Regional Director of Earth Day Network, to share the international perspective on this growing movement. Welcome, Ms. Singh.
Namaskar and happy day, as Professor Solanki has taught me to say. I would say, Sachin, that is not just an international perspective, but a global perspective. And all of us are a part of it, because let us not forget that it is a common home we have. So whatever happens anywhere in the world is going to affect us. I congratulate the Energy Swaraj Foundation for this fantastic topic. I was thinking about it, and I realized that I had put to the back of my mind, to my subconscious, what should be in my conscious. I had forgotten that Earth is finite and not infinite. And this, as we've seen over the generations, this was true for humans when they lived in small communities with rudimentary tools, where what they consumed was replenished by nature. Or it was true when religions therefore told them that earth was just a gift, a divine gift to them, for them to enjoy. Or it was true because they were lacking the scientific knowledge to know how connected the world is and how it's not infinite, it is finite. Today, we are scientifically aware. We know, every child knows, that only 2.2% of the great expanse of water that we see around is fresh water. And that too, a lot of it is captured for not use for us. We know IUCN tells us that from 2010 to 2020, 1,600 species have been lost. And these we can't replace again. The gene pool is lost forever. We know that the earth is warming. We know that we have just 4 years left before we might breach that point of no return unless all of us do something. We know that the demand day is there, and every year it is becoming shorter. Last year, we had this Earth Overshoot Day, which was till August. And this year, Professor Solanki has just mentioned it's going to happen in July. We also know from the planetary boundaries concept, which is a scientific framework that defines the safe operational spaces for humanity on Earth. They have come up recently with this. It was not there in the past. And we know that out of the 9 boundaries that they have put there, out of the 9 boundaries that we have put there, 6 have already been breached. And of the 3 that are left, there's one which is clearly not breached at the moment. That is the ozone depletion. But the other 2 that are there are only there because scientists so far have not been able to quantify how to measure their destruction. So from the time when we think about it, we have to realize that sustainable living is an absolute must. We have to go with what our Honorable Prime Minister has given us in his Mission Life initiative. We have to have sustainable habits, because without that, we are not going to survive. Let us give up that pick up from the earth, take from the earth, manufacture, consume, and most often waste, and go to sustainable living, because that is the only mantra that we have for survival. Let us
Ma'am,
not forget, yes.
We have also been fortunate to like our honorable CM of Goa has joined. I would request you to please conclude. Thank you. Thank you.
That's the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Karuna ma'am, for your important insights. Uh, I hope this, global perspective will bring force to the movement. Now, I would like to invite Professor Anil Sahasrabuddhe to share his vision of how education can empower youth, lead the Finite Earth movement. Uh, Professor Anil Sahasrabuddhe, he is the chairman of NETF and NAC and former chairman of AICTE. Uh, 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 we all are running a little short of time, so I would request to all our dignitaries, with due respect, if we can, conclude our address with short and crisp, in consideration of the time. Over to Sas Buddha sir. Thank you.
धन्यवाद कुमार सचिन जी। आज एक महत्वपूर्ण कार्यक्रम के लिए हम सब इकट्ठा हुए, फाइनाइट अर्थ मूवमेंट, यानी हमारी पृथ्वी, उसके रिसोर्सेज जो है वो फाइनाइट है और एक बड़े आंदोलन के रूप में हमको आगे बढ़ना है। यहाँ उपस्थित जो व्यक्ति हमारे यहाँ उपस्थित है उसमें से जो चीफ गेस्ट विद्यार्थियों को बनाया गया है। सोलंकी जी, आपने एक बहुत बड़ा कार्यक्रम बस के माध्यम से जाते जाते 5 साल से आप प्रवास कर रहे हैं और इसी दिशा में कार्य कर रहे हैं। तो आज हमको सब लोगों को ये जानना चाहिए that the resources are limited and therefore our consumption also must be limited, and therefore the philosophy of cyclic economy, जहां हम करते हैं कि reduced use और less use, और जहां यूज करना ही पड़े वहां reduced use करें और जहां हमको हो सकता है वहां रीयूज करें उसी चीज को दोबारा 3 बार। मुझे बचपन की याद है, हमारे घर में जो 5-6 कजन सब मिलके रहते थे तो बड़े छात्र की जो किताब होती थी वो दूसरे को मिलती थी, अनलेस किताब चेंज होने से दूसरे को दूसरी किताब खरीदनी पड़ती थी, नहीं तो उसी को हम रीयूज करते थे। देन जहां जहां उसको रिसाइकिल कर सकते हैं वो रिसाइकिल करें, प्लास्टिक का कम से कम उपयोग करें। और जहां डेवलपमेंट की आवश्यकता जरूर है, लेकिन जब डेवलपमेंट करेंगे तब हम कार्बन न्यूट्रलिटी के तरफ, कार्बन एक्स्ट्रा एमिशन नहीं होना चाहिए, इसके लिए स्वभावतः हमको उस दिशा में कार्य करना चाहिए। इसलिए हमारे सारे छात्रों को स्कूल से लेकर कॉलेज और यूनिवर्सिटी तक सब लोगों को इसके बारे में एक तो जानकारी देनी चाहिए और सबको प्रतिज्ञा लेनी चाहिए कि मैं आज से इस पृथ्वी दिवस से मैं ऐसा कोई भी कार्य करूंगा नहीं जिससे हमारे पृथ्वी पर बोझ पड़ेगा, क्योंकि हमारी ये पृथ्वी जो हम पृथ्वी माता, धरती माता कहते हैं, ये एक ही एक है जहां जीवाणु रह सकते हैं। बाकी सब जगह में आज तक हमको पता नहीं चला है और किसी जगह में ऐसे जीवाणु और बर्ड्स, एनिमल्स, ह्यूमन बीइंग्स रहते नहीं रहते। लेकिन कम से कम हमको जो जानकारी है, जहां पानी है, ऑक्सीजन है, उसको ठीक तरह से रखने का जो हमारे ऊपर जिम्मेदारी भगवान ने दी है उसको हम पूरा करें, ऐसा मैं कहते हुए मेरे 4 शब्द समाप्त करता हूं। और ये सिर्फ अपने पास मत रखिए, इसका एक मूवमेंट के रूप में, आंदोलन के रूप में करने के लिए आप अपने आसपास के गांवों में, स्कूलों में जाकर इसको प्रचार करें। लेकिन सोलंकी जी, आपने तो 1 बिलियन यानी 2 करोड़ पास जाने काम नहीं चलेगा, सारे के सारे 800 करोड़ लोगों के पास पहुंचने की जरूरत है। ऐसा प्रण लेके हम आगे बढ़ेंगे। नमस्कार, जय हिंद।
Thank you so much, sir. Guest of honor, a title often given to those with years of experience. But today we redefine honor. Because what could be more honorable than standing up for your future? What could be more impactful than a young voice speaking with truth and urgency? We are deeply moved to welcome our guest of honor today, Miss Arya Ojha, a student of class 11 from Bluebell School, Delhi, representing the hope, the honesty, and the heartbeat of the movement. Arya is a 11th grade school. Arya is a dedicated student with a profound interest in climate change and public speaking, a regular participant in Model MUN, and active member of School's Environment Club. Arya, the platform is all yours.
Thank you
And
so much, sir.
I would request if you can just quickly sum up your address. Thank you.
Yes, sir, sure. Ladies and gentlemen, namaskar. As stated by the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji, years back, there is enough for everyone's need, but not for everyone's greed. We live on a finite earth, but consume as if it's infinite. And this reckless consumption doesn't just harm the planet, it steals from the mouth of the poor, dries up the fields of our farmers, floods the home of the helpless, and fuels a future where inequality deepens and survival becomes a privilege. We often talk about climate change, pollution, and plastic as if they are the problem. But the truth is, they are the symptoms. The real problem is us, our greed and our refusal to change. Greed to live in comfort beyond need and laziness to rethink our habits or act. Small changes have a powerful impact. Taking up small challenges like not using the air conditioner for more than 2 hours, which I did. Instead of traveling through a cab, go for a bus. Instead of purchasing the cute aesthetic lamps that we see on social media, go for natural sunlight. Keeping up with social media trends is not essential for living a meaningful life. This is not the fight of one nation, one leader, or one activist. It is the fight of every family, every citizen, and every community. The future will not be shaped by policies alone, it will be shaped by the people. So let me leave you with a thought that carries the weight of the truth. The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. Let us be the ones together for one earth. Together we can and we will. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Arya, for your heartfelt words and inspiring voice. Uh, to all the audience, uh, today we have with us uh, many dignitaries. Professor T.G. Sitaraman, Chairman AICT. We have speakers from Indonesia, Brazil. We'll be joined by uh, Honorable CM of Goa and the Mayor of Indore. Moving ahead, when innovation meets intention, transformation begins. And in shaping a climate conscious future, technical education must lead from the front. To speak on how engineers, scientists, and innovators of tomorrow's can align knowledge with responsibility, we are honored to welcome a national thought leader in education, Professor T.G. Sitaram, Chairman of AICT. Sir, we look forward to hearing how institution can empower students not just to build careers, but to build a better planet. Over to you, sir.
So, namaskar. Very good afternoon to all of you. Greetings to all on the World Environment Day. And Miss Manasvi Patangia, 9th grade student, who is the chief guest of today's function. And Miss Arya Ojha, who is the 11th grade student, who is also the guest of honor. So I'm very, very pleased to hear both of you. It's amazing speech both spoke, and that clearly defines the future is very safe, and we are going to live with this finite earth movement very effectively. Friends, this year theme of this mission life philosophy is rooted in the mission life philosophy, reminds us to say no to single-use plastic. So that's the major focus of this year's theme. But more broadly, it urges us to rethink the way we live and also consume. As Arya said, she quoted none other than our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. So I don't need to repeat that statement, but I'm very happy that this World Environment Day on the theme of ending plastic pollution with the phrase Finite Earth Movement integrated meaningfully and very, very apt for year of 2025. I'm especially pleased to be part of this global launch of the Finite Earth Movement. Let me congratulate Energy Swaraj Foundation as well as Professor Chetan Singh Solanki, and single-handedly, moving in a bus. It is a tough and trying to bring awareness on the spearheading this motion actually with remarkable clarity, commitment, and courage. In India, we revere the earth not as a resource but as our mother. All of us know that is Bhumi Devi, the nurture of all life. It is said in our ancient scriptures, Mata Bhumiha Putro Aham Prithviha. The earth is our mother and we are her children. As children, our first duty is to protect and honor our mother. So there are two beautiful messages in this shloka. What we need to understand, one is to give the importance to our mother, the mother earth, and look at on this final earth movement how to live on this earth. The second one is to respect our mothers. That's second important aspect which also comes. And today we are also planting Ek Maa Ka Ped.
I think there's a technical glitch uh, from chairman's office. Moving next. Moving next, voices of change are rising not just in the one country, but across continents. From schools to streets, from villages to global forums, young people are taking the lead. We now cross borders and hear from one such inspiring voice, a youth climate advocate who speaks not just for her nation, but for her generation. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Nurul from Indonesia, a powerful young leader carrying the message of the Finite Earth Movement to the world. Welcome, Nurul. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Kumar, and I hope I'm audible. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you very much. It is a pleasant moment to meet every one of you, inspiring young leaders coming from across the world. My name is Nurul Habaib Al and you may refer to me as Lulu. I've been committing to advocate for climate justice by writing, speaking, and doing action for the climate over the past 5 years. And my aspiration is that achieving climate justice is always possible. So do our rights to a good and healthy environment for current and future generations to be fulfilled. As a trainer, legal researcher, and action initiator in international to local level, the spirit of mainstreaming climate awareness and inspiring climate action to grassroots level in various fora should be our core action. Through collaboration for collective action, me and my two colleagues mobilized meaningful climate advocacy through Climate Catalyst Indonesia, and our work has been honored to receive the IDN Times Youth Climate Warrior 2025 award. Our works have also been showcased in certain TEDx speaking activities. But at the end, as a climate activist who aspired to reduce emissions in daily life, I always remember how difficult it is to convince myself that there is no need to buy anything new if it is unnecessary, especially doing that in a surrounding where its people are being culturally used to buy new clothes for big days like weddings and religious events, like, for example, we Muslims are doing Eid al-Fitr. One thing that they forgot is that each new pair of clothes adds to potential greenhouse gas emissions, especially when once they are unusable and turned to waste and there are no repurposing pathway has been done. Perhaps this is not only happening in the citizens of my country. It is prevalent in many parts of the world, and that is what happened currently in our Earth. And that's the reason why when I studied about the Finite Earth Movement, which is launched today, I think that their core principles resonates a lot with addressing climate crisis and further should be the foundations of our actions, from traveling less, using items wisely, purchasing cautiously, eating carefully, and even eliminating electricity waste. With this, each of us can actually mitigate climate crisis in the smallest scale possible, because what we need to do is to reduce emissions. Every individual action committing to this will at the end be accumulated to a global collective movement that creates big impact to our Earth. Well, at the end, it's not only about doing less, but doing it with purpose for our Earth, for current and future generations to come. Thank you and congratulations for the launch.
Thank you, Nurul, and thank you for making us realize that climate action is a shared responsibility. Uh, there was a technical glitch from Honorable's Chairman AICT's office, so he has joined us again. I would request Professor Sitaram to kindly give us the concluding remarks. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I know I just had some issue. Suddenly, the internet dropped out. So anyway, so first of all, anyway, thank you very much. And anyway, I'll start from where I left. So this is the Finite Earth Movement is a new consciousness. No, we have seen how Professor Chetan Singh Solanki single-handedly is fighting this cause. We are all with you, Chetan. So understand that we are all with you, and I'm very happy that many students have joined today to show their support and they show their thought process here. And I coming from All India Council for Technical Education, will assure you, all our engineering colleges, diploma institutions, and about 14,000 institutions are with your thought process, and we are making our students aware of the Finite Earth Movement and its great support. So what we have to do is call to action. That is, one is the ending the plastic pollution, ban single-use plastics in our homes, institutions, and cities, support policies for extended production responsibilities, promote eco-innovation in all these areas. And it is the Earth's resources are, as we all speaker said, are limited, not infinite. So the Finite Earth Movement urges us to consume responsibly and reuse relentlessly and recycle innovatively. So this is a 3R concept. All of us have to remember, and not only remember, practice in our daily life. Then only we can really, make a very significant contribution, each one of us, to this movement. So I appeal through engineering education and diploma education we have already started environmental literacy in our engineering programs. There is a compulsory course on sustainability and environmental consciousness. So we also have to use, because many of our students are digitally very conscious, use digital platform to run impactful campaigns, whether it is plastic free campus or refill culture of carrying water bottle themselves, and clean waters or clean conscience is a very important. So India's role in this is you have to be remembering, because we have an excellent practice at our homes from the past. And Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that's what we believe in. The whole Mother Earth is our family. Okay, so this word is one family must read by an example. So we have to lead, and that's where Chetan has shown us the way he's moving in last 9 years in the bus. You see, that shows his commitment. My closing comment is the Finite Earth Movement is not just a slogan, ladies and gentlemen. It is a responsibility, or you can also say it's a pledge which we all have to take, and a moral compulsion or a compass for us to take this to the next step. Let us walk together to make this happen. And we have to be wise, and also, as the Mother Earth's resources are finite, and it is us have to contribute to utilize these resources optimally. So I think it's an excellent moment on an important day where we are all celebrating World Environment Day. Let me once again congratulate Energy Swaraj Foundation and Professor Chetan Singh Solanki and all the young chief guests of honor who spoke very well today. I wish them a great future. Be dream yourself, what you want to become, and practice these finite earth movements objectives in your daily life. With these few words, thank you, namaskar, jai hind, jai bharat.
Thank you so much, Professor Sitaram. It was really wonderful to listen to you, and thank you for pledging support of your 14,000 institutions. I'm sure together we can make a Finite Earth movement not only a national movement but a global movement. So thanks a lot.
Go ahead, Sanjay.
Thank you, sir, for your encouraging words. Audience, some people use their voices not just to entertain, but to inspire, to stand for something greater than themselves. Ms. Dia Mirza has been one such unwavering supporter, not only a UNEP Goodwill Ambassador, but also a steadfast ally of the Energy Swaraj Foundation and the Finite Earth Movement. Through her voice, her work, and her consistent presence, she has reminded us that caring for Earth is not a cause, it's a responsibility. Let us now hear a special message from Ms. Dia Mirza, who continues to lend her strength to this growing movement.
Namaste, I'm Dia Mirza. We live on a finite earth with finite resources, which means there can only be finite consumption. But today, we are consuming like we have many earths. The Finite Earth Movement, led by the visionary solar man of India, Professor Chetan Singh Solanki, is a global youth-led call for climate correction through reduced consumption. Launching on World Environment Day, June 5th, this movement is rooted in the urgency to stay below 1.5 degrees of global warming, because this is our last fight. And fittingly, it is the youth, students from 3 continents, who will lead this launch. Each of them change makers. Please join the movement. Let's bring 1 billion people into climate action for the only earth we have as home, our finite earth.
We have joined by Honorable CM of Goa. Most welcome to you, sir. Thank you for joining. Thank you for taking out time to this important occasion. Moving ahead, I would like to invite our next guest of honor, Ms. Navya Bharadwaj. She didn't create this crisis, but she is choosing to face it with courage, clarity, and voice that matters. Please welcome our guest of honor, Ms. Navya Bharadwaj, Class 11 student from Bal Bharati Delhi Public School, as she shares what it means to be young and unafraid in the changing world. Navya, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you.
Hello, everyone. I am Navya Bharadwaj, and I'm truly grateful for the chance to speak today. It's an honor to address so many young minds that are not just aware but ready to act. Let's begin with a simple truth. Climate change is no longer about the future. It is unfolding now. From deadly floods in Assam to record breaking heat in Delhi, from melting glaciers to air we can barely breathe, what we once saw as predictions are now part of our reality. But here's what I believe. We are not just a generation that inherits the crisis. We are the generation that can interrupt it. The question is how? We have all heard the basic reuse bags, plant trees, save water, but knowing is not enough. It's time we stop applauding awareness and start choosing action. That's where I bring in think, switch, multiply. Think before you click, buy, or throw. Every delivery, every new outfit has a hidden carbon cost. Switch to better choices. Carry a bottle, avoid plastic, walk wherever you can. And lastly, but the most important, multiply your efforts. Share, influence, talk. Habits become movements when we pass them on to others. And if you are wondering, will these little things really make a difference? Let me say, they already are. What starts as a habit becomes a movement. What begins with one voice becomes a chorus. I agree. It is truly natural to feel small in the
Navya,
face of a
let us
global
quickly
crisis.
conclude, please. Yes.
Yes, sir. But we must realize that even as students, we can spark powerful shifts. We must realize that systems do not change overnight, but they change when people do. And real change starts when ordinary voices refuse to stay silent. Even the smallest act, a reusable bag, a mindful choice, a meaningful conversation can push bigger systems to respond. We do not need everyone doing sustainability perfectly, but we need millions and billions doing it consistently. Before I close, I would like to remind everyone that since today's Environment Day, we must realize that caring for the planet isn't once a year thing. It is a daily habit. It cannot end with speeches. It has to live in our choices. The science is here, and so are the solutions. What we need now is the will to care, the will to bring about a change. So let's rise not with slogans but with substance. Let's think, switch, and multiply. Let's act not once but always. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you, Navya, for your thoughtful words and speaking with passion. Now let us bring the thoughtful leaders of the nation around. We are fortunate to have Honorable CM of Goa and Honorable Mayor of Indore, Shri Pushyamitra Bhargavji. Indore has long led by example, and today it leads on climate action too. Under the Indore Climate Mission, the city and its citizens achieved something extraordinary. Together, we saved 1.51 crore units of electricity during the campaign, not a symbolic gesture, a real, measurable act of collective responsibility. To share this inspiring story of people powered change, I am honored to welcome Shri Pushyamitra Bhargav, Honorable Mayor of Indore. Sir, we are privileged to have your leadership with us today. Over to you.
Namaskar. Dhanyavad, Sachin. It's really a matter of great honor to being the part of this Finite Earth Movement. And we are really honored because I'm the part of the organizing committee. I welcome Shri Pramod Sawant ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Goa. और मुझे बहुत सौभाग्य भी है कि मैंने प्रमोद जी के साथ युवा मोर्चे में भी बहुत लंबे समय तक राष्ट्रीय टीम में काम किया है. ऐसे प्रमोद जी हम सबके बहुत लंबे समय तक मार्गदर्शक रहे, वो भी आज इस मूवमेंट में जुड़े हैं. प्रोफेसर अनिल सहस्त्रबुद्धे जी, जिनका मार्गदर्शन मुझे गुवाहाटी में भी आईआईटी में मिलता रहा. इस पूरे अभियान के माध्यम से हम सबको एक सूत्र में बांधने वाले और इंदौर को देश में सफाई के साथ साथ ऊर्जा संरक्षण में भी नंबर 1 बनाने का काम करने वाले और इस फाइनाइट अर्थ मूवमेंट की आज पर्यावरण दिवस के अवसर पर शुरुआत करने वाले प्रोफेसर चेतन सिंह सोलंकी जी. चेतन जी अपने आप में एक ऐसा नाम है जिनके कामों से परिवर्तन दिख रहा है. हमने अभी फाइनाइट अर्थ मूवमेंट के बारे में बहुत सारे अपने मुख्य अतिथि जो कि विशेषकर विद्यार्थी थे उनसे इसके बारे में सुना है. अनिल जी से भी सुना है और प्रोफेसर टी जी सीतारमन जी से भी सुना है, लेकिन मैं बहुत अधिक नहीं बोलते हुए जो काम इंदौर ने किया है वो आपसे साझा करके आज के दिन का और इस कार्यक्रम के महत्व को बताने का प्रयास करूंगा। इंदौर शहर देश में स्वच्छता में नंबर 1 है। दिखने वाले कचरे को अलग अलग 6 हिस्सों में सेग्रीगेट करना, 90% से ज्यादा घरों से उसको कलेक्ट करना और उसको प्रोसेसिंग कर रेवेन्यू जनरेट करना। तो दिखने वाले कचरे को साफ करने में तो हम नंबर 1 है, लेकिन जो नहीं दिखने वाला कचरा है, जिसको हम ग्रीन हाउस गैसेस कहते हैं, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड के इमिशन कहते हैं, उसको कम करने का प्रयास हमने चेतन सिंह सोलंकी जी के साथ 100 दिन का अभियान इंदौर में लिया और ये प्रयास किया कि पूरे शहर के बिजली के बिल में 10% की कटौती कर नहीं दिखने वाले कचरे को भी हम कम करें, ताकि जब हमारे पास फाइनाइट रिसोर्सेस हों तो हमारी इनफाइनाइट आवश्यकताओं को हम कम करें। इस अभियान में शहर के सभी स्कूल, कॉलेजेस, प्रोफेशनल्स, एनजीओस, इन सबको सहभागिता से सबसे हमने एक आग्रह किया कि हम अपने घरों के बिजली के बिल को 10% से कम करें और करीब 100 दिन हर गली में, मोहल्ले में, हर कॉलोनी में यह अभियान चला और इसका प्रयास और प्रभाव ये निकला कि हर स्टूडेंट ने, क्लास 6 से लेकर क्लास 12 तक के हर स्टूडेंट ने अपने घर के साथ अपने पास के 10 घरों में बिजली के बिल के कम करने का प्रयास और संकल्प लिया। और ये संकल्प केवल बिजली के बिल को कम करने का नहीं था, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड का इमिशन, क्योंकि आज भी देश में 70% इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का जनरेशन थर्मल से होता है, कोयले से होता है। तो हम जितनी बिजली कम उपयोग करेंगे उतना कोयले का उपयोग कम होगा। तो चेतन जी के और इंदौर म्युनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन के प्रयासों से जनवरी और फरवरी 2025 इन 2 महीनों में इंदौर ने 1,51,00,000 1,51,51,00,000 यूनिट बिजली की कम उपयोग की है। मतलब हमने इतनी एनर्जी को सेव किया है, दैट इज इक्वल टू 12,000 ट्रीज एजेड अबाउट 30 ईयर्स। तो ये इंदौर का एक प्रयास है जिसने पृथ्वी पे रिसोर्सेस को कम यूज करना, तो जो 3R का कंसेप्ट देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी ने दिया है, रिड्यूस, रीयूज और रिसाइकल, उसके आगे जाकर भी अब इंदौर काम कर रहा है, वो है रिप्रोड्यूस। तो बिजली बचाकर उसको रिप्रोड्यूस करना। तो आज चेतन जी ने देश भर के स्टूडेंट्स को, प्रोफेसर्स को, पब्लिक लीडर्स को जोड़कर जो अभियान शुरू किया है फाइनाइट अर्थ मूवमेंट का, दैट इज द नीड ऑफ द टाइम, वो इसलिए भी महत्वपूर्ण है कि हम देख रहे हैं कि इंदौर ने इस बार मई के महीने से ही तेज बारिश और क्लाउड बस्टिंग का भी अनुभव किया है। मई में इतना पानी गिरना मतलब ग्लोबल वार्मिंग होने वाला नहीं है, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग हो गया है। मेरे घर पे चेतन जी ने एक क्लॉक लगाई है, उसमें उन्होंने बताया है कि 4 साल के अंदर अंदर पृथ्वी का टेम्परेचर 1.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस से बढ़ने वाला है। तो अगर वो उतना बढ़ गया तो मुझे लगता है कि कब बारिश होगी, कब ठंड होगी, कब गर्मी आएगी, ये बताने की स्थिति भी नहीं रहेगी। तो आज का ये अभियान पूरी पृथ्वी को बचाने का अभियान है और हम जनप्रतिनिधि चेतन जी को ये विश्वास दिलाते हैं कि हमारी जब भी, जहां भी, जैसे भी उपयोगिता है उसमें हम आपके साथ हैं, लेकिन हमारे वर्ड्स को एक्शन में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए एज अ पब्लिक लीडर वी आर ऑलवेज विथ यू। और प्रमोद जी जैसे यंग लीडर्स भी हमारे साथ हैं जिन्होंने गोवा में भी सफाई को लेकर कई सारे अनूठे प्रयास किए, वहां के सी बीचेस को जिस तरीके से क्लीन किया है वो भी हम लोगों के लिए सीखने की बात है। इंदौर ने भी कई बार गोवा का जो वेस्ट प्रोसेसिंग है उसको सीखने और समझने का भी काम किया है। मैं प्रमोद जी से भी आग्रह करूंगा कि इंदौर की एक बार टीम जरूर गोवा आएगी और आपके साथ गोवा का क्लीनलीनेस और इंदौर की भी बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस वहां जरूर शेयर करेगी। आपने चेतन जी मुझे इसमें जोड़ा, उसके लिए आपका बहुत धन्यवाद। और अनिल सहस्रबुद्धे जी के भी दर्शन ऑनलाइन हुए, उसके लिए भी आपका बहुत धन्यवाद। आपका माइक बंद है।
Thank you, sir. Thank you for showing how a city can lead with purpose and results. And now, the moment we all have been waiting for, let's gear up to hear from a leader who understands the urgency of climate action and power of collective change. Movements need vision, but they also need leadership. We are deeply honored to have with us at this historic launch with someone who understands the urgency and the power of public responsibility. Please welcome Dr. Pramod Sawant, Honorable CM of Goa, to share his thoughts on the Finite Earth Movement and the road ahead. Sir, it's a privilege to have your voice with us today.
Good afternoon. For the global launch of the Finite Earth Movement online program, along with me, Sri Mayor Mr. Pushpamitra Bhargavji from Indore, Sri Anil Kumar Sahasrabudheji, especially Professor Chetan Singh Solanki, one who has organized this program, and my friend Kumar Sachin. And along with us, there are so many students, guests are there, Manasvi, Arya, and TG. Mitra, so many others are there. They have given their thoughts on this program. Namaskar. Very warm greetings to everyone joining us across the nation and the world. It is an honor to be the part of this truly inspiring launch, Finite Earth Movement, on the special occasion of World Environment Day 2025. I thank organizers and especially all the young students and who are the true torchbearers of this moment, for inviting me to share the few words on the cause of the concern us all. Today, more than the 5,000 students representing over the 100 organizations are gathered online with one powerful message. The earth is finite and so must be our consumption. This message is deep. It reminds us that while policies and technology are important, real the climate corrections being with us, with our action, our choice, and our commitment to change. Let me take the moment to appreciate the vision of Professor Chetan Singh Solanki and the Energy Swaraj Foundation, who have sparked this moment through the dedication, purpose, and deep understanding of the ecological truth. His Energy Swaraj Yatra, traveling across the India in a solar-powered bus, is a more than symbolic. It is a living example of how the one person can inspire a nation. India is truly in a deep need of the torchbearers and inspirations like you. The Finite Earth Movement simplifies the complexity of the climate change. Through its 5 climate mantras, it offers the guiding compass for how we should live. And through the 5 triple climate habits, travel less, use item wisely, purchase cautiously, eat carefully, and eliminate electricity waste. It empowers each one of us to act, to reduce immersion, and to lead by example. Friends, this is just another campaign, and it is a call for the urgent introspection and action. And what makes this moment is extraordinary is that student, and you are the future. And you are the voice, the heart, and the hope of this campaign. I believe strongly in the power of the youth. India is one of the youngest nations in the world, and Goa is a home to some of the most aware, vibrant, and responsible young minds. As a Chief Minister, I have always held the belief that the climate action is not an obligation, it is an opportunity to build better India and the better earth. In Goa, our Swaympurna Goa initiatives, we have imbibed the sustainability into governance, whether it is for the solid waste management, biodiversity protection, green mobility, or the clean energy promotion. But we know the government alone cannot solve this crisis. We need everyone, every school, every home, and every citizen to join this. Moment like the Finite Earth Movement reminds us that the climate change is not limited to the planet. It is also about the people, especially our children, and who will inherit the consequences of today's decision. And all the young participants, you are not the leaders of tomorrow, but you are the leaders of today. You don't need to wait for the permissions to act. You are already have the power. Let us stand together with India and the India with the world, and to amplify this message to 1 billion of the people by 2027. That a global may seem ambitious, but I have faith. And when the youth lead, the world listens. Before I close, and let me leave you this thought. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. Let us take less, give more, consume less, create more, and most importantly, live simply so that others may simply live. I extend my blessings and full support for the Finite Earth movement. Together, let us work the path of climate correction and not a fear, but out of love for our planet, for our people, and for our future. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Jai Hind, Dr. Pramod, thank you so much. It was so kind of you to be part of this and launch and also offer your support. My yatra will definitely come to Goa, and let's make Goa as a leading state in climate action. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Solanki. Thank you so much, Honorable CM, sir. Thank you for taking out time. And of course, your words have added great strength and encouragement to the Finite Earth movement. Moving ahead with the program, from Brazil to India, from classrooms to climate marches, the call for action knows no border. Eloisa Fernandez isn't just speaking for her country, she's a part of global generation that is acting, not waiting. Today, she brings us stories of action, of what the youth can do and are already doing the banner for Finite Earth Movement. Please welcome Eloisa Fernandez, a voice from Brazil, with a message for the world. Over to you, Eloisa.
Thank you. Good afternoon, good morning from Brazil. Despite the time difference we have here, we face systemic problems. That's why we have to talk about the Finite Earth movement on every places. Here we have a direct problem with deforestation in Amazon that affects directly all the parts of the world. What happens here when we overuse our resources and overexploit our rainforests affects directly what happens in India and all the parts of the world. And what happens related not only with the exploitation of mineral resources, but also in the energy transition. We have directly impacts of our actions in all over the places. For example, here in Latin America, despite we have 60% of our electricity generation coming from renewable energy, we have most part of it coming from hydroelectric generation. And when we are over exploitation of rainforests and affecting the systemic works, we also affected droughts, we also affected the rain, and we also affecting other parts of the world. So as result, we are with those with the lowest purchasing power, and the younger generations are the most affected, like here in Brazil and also in India. So we must do an action and together with the thinking about the nature, but also think about the future of our generations here and there, who will inherit all these problems, and we must have work together to create new solutions. Here in Brazil, we have a lot of initiatives with young people who works for not only to make justice for indigenous people and its form of living with with good relations with nature, but also work with how we develop it or our country working together with nature without ever over exploiting it, and of course trying to bring everybody together to understand that what happens in our biodiversity and inside our territory also affects whole parts of the world. We are very conscious that we have a responsibility because of we have the biggest biodiversity in the world, and when we are protecting our land, we are also protecting the land of the others. So young people are together, especially in the context of the COP30 that will happen in Brazil this year. We want to call everybody to join us to also help us to talk about how we live together with our needs and start to create awareness about uh, more a more sustainable consumption, a more sober consumption. So I would like to thank you the invitation to talk here with this very important launch, and I hope we can join together and talk and come
We
to
will take
action.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I know it is middle of night there, but still thank you so much for joining, and let us spread in Latin America the Finite Earth Movement.
Thank you so much.
So, as the movement is officially launched, the Finite Earth Movement begins with you. But how can you be a part of it? To show us the way forward, I now invite my colleague Sachin Gupta to share how we all can join this global mission. Welcome, Sachin.
Thank you so much, Sachin sir, for inviting me here. It's an honor to present the action to everyone on this historic moment today. So, to join this movement, everyone can go to our website, that is www.energyswaraj.org. Once you will come onto this website, you will see this landing page, which will say the Finite Earth Movement. You all can join in three ways. Anyone can join as an individual. You can join as an organization if you are an organization. You can join as a network leader if you are connected with multiple organizations. Once you will register yourself, you will get the access to the climate action card. It is same as like you shop for things on any shopping app. You can shop for a better planet. You can pledge for multiple habits, choose habits, and you can also earn carbon credit coins. Those will say that you have done something for your planet. They are very basic, simple activities that you can do. Repair, if you are choosing repair over replace, if you are using a public transport, if you are avoiding using a single use item, everything you can do and take a pledge here on the climate action portal. The very good thing about this portal is that you can create your own team. Like, you can be a leader and lead a team of multiple individuals under you, and that can be done by creating a referral links. On the climate action card, you will see below the climate action card, you will see a referral link option where it will create your unique link, which you can share with any other individual, and they can join this movement with your link. And after that, they can also spread their own link among other peoples as well. So in this way, we can create a mass movement globally, connecting one person to another, and we can have the Finite Earth movement globally. Thank you so much, everyone. Also, for this, if you are doing, so you will be given some certificates, badges, sustainability ratings for the organizations, and there is a lot more to offer. And also at the end, we are going to announce something very special that Kumar Sachin will guide you. I'll hand it over to him. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Sachin. I hope you all have noted down the points, and today itself, you all will join the Finite Earth Movement because it is the need of the hour. It's now or never. We often talk about what to consume, but rarely how much. At the heart of the Finite Earth Movement lies a simple but a powerful idea.
Share करना
Consumption must be
मैंने
conscious.
share किया
To bring this idea into everyday
मैंने
life,
share
we
किया
now invite Professor Chetan Singh Solanki to announce a transformative tool,
मेरे
the
तरफ
Consumption Literacy Capsule, designed to awaken, aware, change behavior, and inspire mindful living. Sir, the platform is yours.
Thank you, Sachin. Thank you very much. Let me share my screen. I hope it is visible now. That PPT. CLC PPT. I'm not able to share it, but you have to allow me to share, please. Not able to share this. Okay. All right. So basically, as Sachin said, what we need to do for the understand the consumption has a great impact on our health, our atmosphere, everything, and that's why I have designed a training which is called consumption literacy training, and this training is available to you from today onwards. First time it is going to be launched, and it is available on our portal. Next, please. And this is so the climate change action does not start with the what we do today. The climate change action starts not with the planting trees or developing technology or economy. It starts with what we do every single day, and that every single day activity you will have to learn with the climate consumption literacy. It's just 1 hour capsule. It's not really long, and that 1 hour is also divided into the 12 modules. And that 12 modules, you're going to learn about the entire value chain of the consumption, whether it is brushing teeth or using paper napkin. So we need to learn how to consume less, not because you and I cannot afford. I know we have a lot of money, you and I can afford, but it is simply because nature cannot afford. There's only one planet that we have, and that's why learning to how to consume itself is a very important part of the education. And I request all the schools and colleges that make sure that this 1 hour consumption literacy capsule is taken by every individual all over the planet. And once you do this, you will also get the certificate, and that's why we say consumption literacy training. The literacy is the most powerful literacy that matters today. And I hope you're all going to join this. You can go to the energysuraj.org, go to the trainings, and under the trainings, you can go to the consumption literacy training. As I said, it's simply 12 modules you can complete within just 1 hour. So give the best gift of life to yourself, go through the consumption literacy and become literate in consumption. Also, you can get your e-certificate. So thank you very much. I hope everybody will become consumption literate, and this is the kind of certificate you're going to get. And please build your team, spread consumption literacy to parents, mama, dada, chacha, everyone. And I hope let us solve this problem by awareness and then take action. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So here we officially also announce the launch and release of climate consumption literacy capsule. Moving ahead with the program. So change is already happening, and it began right here. Choitram School has not only embraced the message of the Finite Earth Movement, they are truly living it. Their actions go beyond the classroom, creating real impact and awareness. They are setting a benchmark, and we hope their work will inspire many other academic institutions who have joined today across the country and beyond. Let's take a moment to witness their journey through this short video.
दीदी आप क्या सोच रहे हो?
हमारी धरती बड़ी ही सीमित है, पर हमारा उपभोग बढ़ता ही जा रहा है।
हाँ दीदी, दिन पर दिन हमारी तो इच्छाएं बढ़ती जा रही हैं। हमें रोज कुछ न कुछ नया चाहिए।
इसलिए हम चोइथाम स्कूल के स्टूडेंट द फाइनाइट अर्थ मूवमेंट का समर्थन कर रहे हैं। हमने हमारी जरूरतों को सीमित कर लिया है। क्या आप इसके लिए तैयार हैं?
Congratulations to Choitram School, who have already joined us in the mission, and they have started from the day one itself. They have been really hard working towards spreading this mission across the Indore city. Uh, this movement strives when it becomes a mission, so one that everyone can act on. To turn awareness into action and action into impact, we now launch the FEM competition, a chance for students, schools, and communities to lead the change. To announce this exciting initiative, I invite again Professor Chetan Singh Solanki.
Hello. Well, thank you very much, Sachin, once again. And by the way, we are very close end of this event, but there is something very, very interesting. What we are going to do from this month onwards, for every month, we are going to have what is called the FAM competition, the Finite Earth Movement competition that will be organized every single month from today onwards. And I would like to bring this to the screen, the FAME competition. As you can see, you can note it down that it will happen every single month, and it will happen till December 2027, because that is the time we want to reach out to 1 billion people. And what is this FAME competition is going to be all about? It's going to be all about how do we consume and how do we reduce our consumption, and what actions we take, right? So every month you're going to announce. And by the way, the interesting part is that every month, the minimum award that you can win is 25,000 rupees, right? And I'm sure this is going to increase, this is going to grow further and further. So we're starting with this month in June. We are going to announce the competition by 15th of June, but you will be able to get in, we'll put it on social media. Make sure that you participate in the competition and win 25,000 rupees minimum. And by the way, not only June, July, August, September, October, every time the competition will keep happening. Next. And what we are going to do, we are going to just go to the next, please. We are going, so we are going to create events and competition where you are going to either ask to do less, either you ask to promote something, or you can save energy, you can save resources, or you can spread the message. So one of this, it's going to be extremely simple. Do not miss out this competition. Make sure that everybody is aware about this, and let us spread, and through competition, let us save energy and material, and hopefully billions of people join. So students, please be the ambassadors of the change. Do take part in the competition, the FAME competition. And also, I'm very happy to announce that all the students who have taken part in this launch of the Finite Earth Movement on the World Environment Day, you're all been nominated as the FAME ambassador. You have done a wonderful work, and you be the cheerleader, lead it from the front, the Finite Earth Movement, lead it from the front, and let us make this world a better place to live for yourself, for everybody else on this planet. So thank you very much again for joining. Sachin, over to you.
Today was just not Today was not just a launch. It was a beginning of a movement, public movement that reminds us the earth is finite, so must be our consumption. From young voices to global leaders, we are seeing that this change is not only possible, it is already happening. But a movement only lives when you can carry it forward. So today, on World Environment Day, let us not go back to routine, let us go forward with awareness, with courage, and with commitment. Join at Finite Earth Movement. So, like all good things come to end, so is this launch event. Now, I would request again our founder, Honorable Professor Chetan Singh Solanki, to kindly come forward and give the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, Sachin, and really thanks everyone. I mean, I think words will not be sufficient to express my gratitude for everyone who is joining. To begin with, let us join me and thanking our chief guest, Manasvi Patangia, for being the chief guest and launching this Finite Earth movement for the whole world today. Thanks to Arya, Ojha, Navya, Bharadwaj, Eloisa, Fernandez, for also being the guest of honor in this launch. And I'm really proud and confident that all of you will become the leader of the Finite Earth movement. And we are going to bring thousands of people, inspire millions of people to lead the climate action. I'm really grateful to Karuna Singh ji for joining us and also supporting the Finite Earth movement and taking the action from the front. Thanks to Honorable Pushyamitra Bhargav ji, our mayor, who has been also the support and the lead person in the Indore Climate Mission, but also the patron of the Finite Earth movement. Thank you, Pushyamitra Bhargav ji. Thanks to Honorable Professor T.G. Sitaram, the chairman, AICT, for gracing the occasion, but also managing the support of the AICT, all the institutions through whom we are going to bring this message to millions of people. Thanks to Professor Anil Sasrabudhe, my guide always, and he has been doing pioneering work in the field of education, and the wisdom that he has shared us today, that how our ancestors used to live, and how we have to remember back and get back to our basics, that the earth is finite, our consumption should be finite. So thank you very much, Professor Anil, and really thanks to the Honorable Chief Minister of Goa, Dr. Sawant ji, for taking time out, and you have been always supporting a cause of environment as a cause of climate, and through the states like Goa, I'm sure you can create an example for every other state in India, and India will create example for every other nation in the world, and the only place where we can live, the only place where we can survive. And I'm sure, like we keep our own home clean, we are going to keep the planet also clean, particularly from the invisible garbage of greenhouse gases, which are emitted for every single action that we perform in our day-to-day life. I hope this basic sense will be transferred to every individual living on this planet. I hope together we will bring the sense that Earth is finite, resources are finite, therefore our consumption has to be finite. And one of the most important thing I should do today is the team of Energy Swaraj Foundation. Believe me, they have been working really hard to make every possible arrangement. That's why we could do this wonderful program today, the launch of the Finite Earth Movement. So every individual who has joined, Sachin, Arnav, all the Sachin, my team, who is sitting behind and connecting to all of you. So thanks a ton to the entire Energy Swaraj Foundation team. I hope this team will now grow to not hundreds but thousands of people and millions of volunteers. Let us bring together the change that we all need to sustain life on this planet for ourselves and our future generations. So thank you very much to everyone from all over the planet for joining us, making this launch success. But as Sachin said, it should not be just launched today. It should be the first day of the Finite Earth movement. Let us do our bit. Let us start reducing consumption. Let us make the less consumption is a fashion of the modern life. Anybody who consumes less is the better person. Anybody who's consuming more is not such a good person from the environment and climate perspective. So let us respect the less, and the lesser we consume, the better we become. So thank you very much, Honorable Chief Guest Manasvi, Honorable Guest of Honor, Arya, Navya, and everybody else for joining. Let us start the movement from today onwards, make this world a better place to live for ourselves and future generation. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. also take this opportunity to thank our audience who have been staying with us since long. Um, I can see the chat box, the Q&A section. It is flooded with messages, and I would also like to, uh, you know, mention that thousands of people have joined across the globe. We have been receiving this launch is happening in hybrid mode. So people in classrooms in hundreds, they have joined us through offline mode. So thank you, all of us. With this kind note, I would encourage you all to today itself, you go visit Energy Swaraj portal, sign up for the Finite Earth Movement, sign up for the consumption literacy capsule. Let's do our bit for the planet. Thank you. Thank you so much again.